We've all been waiting Jimmy Kimmel's return to his show to see what he was going to say. A lot of people happy that he's back. A lot of people not happy that he's back. I say, I'm like in between. Like, fuck Jimmy Kimmel. The guy, he hates us. And whatever. So I felt good him losing the show. But freedom of speech and all that, he should probably just have his show.
I don't think what I have to say is going to make much of a difference. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. I have no illusions about changing anyone's mind. But I do want to make something clear because it's important to me as a human. And that is, you understand that it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man.
I bet he fucking practiced that shit. I say bullshit, bro. We're the fucking enemy to you. You've made this abundantly clear over the past 10 years. I don't believe him. I believe these are crocodile tears. I think that he is very sorry that his show got canceled.
I don't think there's anything funny about it. I posted a message on Instagram on the day he was killed, sending love to his family and asking for compassion, and I meant it, and I still do. Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for...
How many people do you think look at his posts versus watch his show? Millions of people saw the clip, which wasn't that bad, but we could tell which side of the aisle he's on from that clip. It wasn't a comment of compassion one bit. He was joking about it.
The actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear or...
Bro, how is it the opposite? We saw the fucking video and saw the words that you chose to say. You're obviously on one side of the argument. Like, it's pissing me off. I already didn't like Jimmy Kimmel. I have not liked him for a long time. Ever since he made it clear that I'm his fucking enemy, I have not liked Jimmy Kimmel. He's so full of shit. He's just doing it to get his show back.
For those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. I have many friends and family members on the other side who I love and remain close to, even though we don't agree on politics at all. I don't think the murderer who shot Charlie Kirk represents anyone. This was a sick person.
He represents a particular side's rhetoric.
I am a person who gets a lot of threats. I get many ugly and scary threats against my life, my wife, my kids, my coworkers because of what I choose to say. And I know those threats don't come from the kind of people on the right who I know and love. So that's what I wanted to say on that subject. But I don't want to make this about me because...
You fucking did make it about you. He just did. He just made it about himself by saying, I get death threats. Bro, I get that shit. I got that shit just by doing comedy videos before he even ever talked about politics. It just comes with the job. And just to recap, let's watch what he said that what got him in trouble. Now, again, it's not that bad. The point is that it very clearly is on a certain side of the aisle, which he is now trying to say that's not what he meant.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can.
He just said that he wasn't trying to say that the shooter was on any side. He was just some whatever. How does what he said now match this? This is a messy situation. Now Donald Trump threatens to sue ABC again over their decision to bring back Jimmy Kimmel. I think that Donald Trump should have shut the fuck up Friday on this one because he's adding fuel to the fire that this looks like it was politically driven to fire him and not a corporate decision to fire him. It's muddying the waters, but here's what he had to say. I can't believe ABC fake news gave Jimmy Kimmel his job back. The White House was told by ABC that his show was canceled. Like that line alone right there, I'm like, bro, don't give them any ammo. The way he's talking, it sounds like he's kind of involved, which I'll admit, if this is the case, I don't like that and it shouldn't have happened. I'll have to disagree with Trump if there's any meddling going on. Something happened between then and now because his audience is gone and his talent was never there. I disagree. He probably got record viewership last night, and the righties got a martyr with Charlie Kirk, and the lefties don't like that. So they're desperately trying to have one of their own, and Jimmy Kimmel is it. They'll take him. So I think that he's going to start getting a whole lot more viewers on his stuff. He's going to be more of a prominent left-wing voice going forward. So he kind of got martyred. If we're trying to not give the lefties any ammo or any inches on this fight, this definitely backfired. Why would they want someone back who does so poorly, who's not funny, who puts that network in jeopardy by playing 99% positive Democrat garbage? To be fair, him doing that over the past 10 years did absolutely destroy this show. It was a very highly viewed show. A lot of people liked it, and then the numbers did absolutely just plummet over the years because it just became a politics show. He is yet another arm of the DNC. That's true. To the best of my knowledge, that would be a major legal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. We'll see what happens. Emotionally, it feels good to see Donald Trump go after them and be pissed. It's entertaining as well. But if I'm trying to be like reasonable and rational and fair and truthful, this sounds like bad news, and he should just let it go and just let Jimmy Kimmel say whatever he wants. It's his show. Here's what Jimmy Kimmel had to say about Donald Trump.
You almost have to feel sorry for him. He did his best to cancel me. Instead, he forced millions of people to watch the show. That backfired bigly.
That's what I'm saying. I agree.
He might have to release the Epstein files to distract us from this now.
Like I said, this is gonna be a prominent lefty voice now. He has been martyred into this position. Big mistake, especially if the government or Trump's people had anything to do with Jimmy Kimmel getting fired. After Jimmy Kimmel's emotional non-apology, Nexstar says it isn't budging and is now doubling down on its blackout of Jimmy Kimmel Live. So people are gonna be watching it like online, but the actual TV networks and stuff, there's a lot of big partners. There's Nexstar, and there's another one that's a little bit smaller, Sinclair, that is responsible for putting a lot of TV out there on televisions. They are refusing to air Jimmy Kimmel's segment and are airing other things instead. But that's not going to stop anybody from watching something they want to watch. They will find a way online. It's really not going to affect Jimmy Kimmel that much, in my opinion. JD Vance goes scorched earth on Jimmy Kimmel for refusing to apologize over his lies about Charlie Kirk's assassin.
He didn't actually say sorry to Charlie Kirk or his family. And the reason that so many people, including me, were so upset with what Jimmy Kimmel said is that he accused Charlie Kirk's murderer of being a MAGA or a right-wing American. It wasn't a joke. It was straight up disinformation. And I really wish Jimmy Kimmel would apologize for it.
He didn't want to. And in fact, he just admitted that it's nobody's side. This is the lefty playbook. If there's some sort of lefty assassin or troublemaker that does something like kill Charlie Kirk or shoot an ICE building, things like that, they don't want to own that person, and they find any way to desperately blame the actions of somebody that's on their side on Donald Trump or the right, because the moment they accept responsibility, they're no longer allowed to have the Nazi rhetoric, calling everyone Nazis that are on the other side politically. That means that they can't do that anymore. So this is why they desperately try not to admit that it's somebody from their own side, because by admitting it, they take a huge L and have to admit all this bullshit they've been doing this entire time. It's straight up, and everyone knows this. Even people on the left know this. At least the reasonable ones, not the radical ones. Reasonable lefties can admit, yeah, there's a lot of rhetoric going around that is probably causing these people to go do lunatic ass shit. Jimmy Kimmel makes a unfunny Tylenol joke. I'll tell you if it's funny or not. Let me see.
I'm not sure who had a weirder 48 hours, me or the CEO of Tylenol.
That's funny. That's funny. It's funny.
Overwhelmed.
I think that's funny because it's true. Yeah, Tylenol got some shit because of Donald Trump, right? I mean, that's funny. That's a funny joke. I'll give it to him. I don't like the guy, but that was funny. Funny is funny. So here's where this man's straight up fucking hypocrite. And so are people that are like, where's our free speech when Jimmy Kimmel gets fucking fired? Bro, we've been dealing with this shit for years.
I want to thank the people who don't support my show and what I believe, but support my right to share those beliefs anyway. People who I never would have imagined. Like Ben Shapiro, Clay Travis, Candace Owens, Mitch McConnell, Rand Paul, even my old pal Ted Cruz, who, believe it or not, said something very beautiful on my behalf.
I hate what Jimmy Kimmel said. I am thrilled that he was fired.
Oh, wait. No.
So he's making jokes, but a lot of righties did come out in defense saying, hey, I don't fucking like Jimmy Kimmel, but freedom of speech. What the fuck's going on here? I'm one of them. So I'm glad that he can acknowledge that, but he ruined it with a joke. He should have actually just, I don't know, whatever. But what makes it rich, he didn't do the same thing for anyone else. Okay, so remember when Roseanne Barr got fired for a tweet? Here's what Jimmy Kimmel said. And ABC, to their credit, didn't waste any time. They canceled her show today. I'm not a fan of censorship, but this wasn't about free speech. It was about consequences for saying something vile. You can say what you want, but networks don't have to pay you to say it. You can't just blame Ambien for that. Actions have consequences, and ABC made the right call. This is in 2018. Here's Jimmy Kimmel celebrating Tucker Carlson getting fired.
But the best moment of what turned out to be his final episode, Tucker saved for last.
We'll be back. By the way, the entire episode of Let Them Eat Bugs, not quite as good as pizza, streaming now on Fox Nation. Use the promo code ORIGINALS for 30 days free. And we'll be back on Monday. In the meantime, have the best weekend with the ones that you love, and we'll see you then.
No, you won't. We won't. to be eating bugs at home. He came in on a lion, he went out with one too. The good news is now Tucker can spend more time at home tanning his testicles and touching himself to that sexy green M&M. Sadly, he's probably not done poisoning old people's brains. The question now is, where will he do it next? Will he go to OAN? Will he go to Newsmax? Will he crawl back up Satan's fiery beehole from whence he came? We don't know.
He's just celebrating someone getting fired, right? But when people celebrate Jimmy Kimmel getting fired and Jimmy Kimmel gets fired, it's a freedom of speech issue. But when Tucker Carlson or other people get fired, it's not. It's very a one-sided way of seeing things. It's another reason why I'm aggravated by his response. Here's Jimmy Kimmel straight up celebrating Donald Trump getting banned from basically all social media platforms. Remember when that happened? That wasn't censorship.
Trump has been suspended from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even Snapchat. But don't worry, Mr. President, there are still plenty of apps you do have access to. You still have Spotify to drown out the sound of millions of people cheering as you leave. You still have Pet Finder since you're on the outs with Mike Pence. You have Cameo, which will soon be your primary source of income. You can still play Among Us, a game where everyone accuses each other of being against them. You'd love it. You could play Pokemon Go. You and Donnie Jr. can hunt Pikachus together.
How are they capturing illegals? Because he became president again. So I'm just saying, Jim Kimmel has this history of being a complete piece of shit. He's always seen us as his mortal enemy. We are a plague on the country for having righty values, or even just leaning a little bit righty like I do. I'm not even hard righty, but I'm his enemy. He's made that very clear for 10 years now. Everyone's sick of it. We'll end on this. Here's Jimmy Kimmel saying people that didn't take the vaccine should fucking die.
Hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack? Yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo? Rest in peace, Wheezy.
They went so far. Now they're pretending like none of this happened, and they're so surprised Pikachu face when someone comes to cancel them.